Hello and welcome back. This is day 156 of streaming every single day and art stream number 35. Hello guys, how are you today? Hey Rio. Hey Sanic. How's everyone doing today? Today we're going to be working on our traveling trader character. At least I think that's who I want to work on next, this one here. Let me figure out how I was doing those layers again. What layers I was doing them on. At least I made everything pretty obvious how I was measuring it. I'd finished ones in here. Make sure I'm on the right color. Yes, I am. Oh, it's so much better actually just having one color for the line art. It's so much better. Okay, I think I was putting them up here. Okay, there we go. Okay. I won't name the layer yet. Just a moment. Okay, here we go. Should be the same. Yep, that looks like the same thickness. Okay, now this one's going to be interesting, and I'm wondering how I'm going to do this. I might want to do... Oh, actually, I need to check my file again. It depends on what age he is at this time, because I did the youngest ages for both the twins and Alfina. Which means she's 7, they're 8. I might need to do the younger version of him then, too. Give me just a moment. There he is. Okay, so... Looks like I didn't write on here what age he meets Alfie, but I know what age Alfie meets him, so... Hmm. Let me check the other one real quick. So I might change something too. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm thinking I'm gonna do like 2.5 years older, or 2 years and a few months, probably older for our traveling trader here. Which would make him... What, like 11 or 10 at this point? I want to do his older form though. I think I want to draw his older one for this one. Which means he would be about up here somewhere. It's hard working around everything because I have so many different files. Then again, maybe I should do the younger form. I just think I'm kind of stumped on the idea of what he'd wear. Yeah, wait, what height was he at that age? Hmm. Since he's a little bit older, I'll make him like up to this line right here. I'm not sure how I'm gonna draw him as a kid, because I know I drew like a mock-up of him as a kid, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna go with that one. I'll go up to this part right here. It's not even lined up. Come on. I'm gonna get like down here. About there or so. I can even draw it closer to the line, actually. Like the ruler, that might be helpful. I want to make their faces, or their heads rather, the same kind of size, because that'll help. I know the twins, I kind of want to tweak some stuff with their model, but I can do that at some point. Okay, that's a good enough start, I think. It's really hard deciding how to make this one's pose. Definitely want this to be the one that holds most of the weight. I feel like I do a similar pose for like everyone though. Even Snow Fox! This one's the older one of all of them. Also very skinny, like Alfie. I want to accurately portray that though. I feel like it's harder when they're younger, perhaps? Because you're not going to make them extremely skinny. Depending on the character, of course. Because these ones are young. The Sea King is never shown when he's younger. At least I don't know yet. There might be something, but for the most part he's not seen when he's younger. Bell should be bigger. I don't know if I want to give him the exact same outfit, but I did have a theme going on with his. I do not know what that keybind was. Hmm. Let me try a different pose. Because the pose I had originally is technically from a back view. I want to do that for when he's older, because I think it'd work better. Yeah, perhaps I'll change his expression then too. Make him a little bit happier. I just realized something. Extending it further might be a little bit better. this being part of the original design. I don't know if I have it anymore though. Oh, Would you have had that yet? Might not have. Perspective's a little bit messed up on this one, but we'll fix that. Technically... It'd be hard to depict, I guess. That wouldn't be the right perspective, but at least with this I can do. Yeah, it's still not the right perspective, I guess, but I can do that. I just have to shrink it a little bit, I think. Make it on a different plane. Something like that. Technically, because of the perspective we're going from, I think I'd have to make the ankle part seem bigger than it is. To fit the perspective of that. Possibly. Could be wrong, because I need to work more on perspective stuff. You know, let me zoom in real quick. It'll be much better that way. change the shorts a little bit because it's not the proper position it would be in. At least I don't think so. I'm gonna make the foot a little bit smaller. I feel like you can't see the other one at all. This ankle being so big also looks like it's the other foot. Which I still want the ankle to be pretty big, but just have to make it look more like there's an ankle on this side. Slightly better? I feel like I could have done this. Hang on. First of all, let me shave that down a little bit. Could have done this. Where I bend it more. To actually try to give the depth that I'm trying to portray. Slightly better? I think the shorts, the way they are, make it look confusing too. It is a kind of strange kind of fabric. This doesn't really change anything, huh? It still overlaps here, and it still would overlap there. Essentially baggy shorts, but it's really hard to draw. Had a way I wanted to go about this design. Right about there? There we go. Slightly botched, but it's alright. Forgot how the shirt was supposed to be. He lives in like this really warm climate though, so he dresses probably the least warmly out of everyone. I like the idea of him having the oversized hoodie version of what he wears when he's older. Let's say it depends on which part is the shirt, which part is not. Because depending on that, I could just remove the hoodie part and have him wear the shirt part, which would also still be pretty loose on him at this age. No, the shirt is not supposed to have straps, but it might look better with straps. Just considering he has the bandana usually around his neck. But this age, I don't know if I wrote him to have it at this age. Technically speaking, this age is only used for flashback. Alfie never really meets him at this age at all, I don't think. Technically I could change stuff, but rather not. Oh yeah, his shirt is supposed to be oversized, so like even when he's older, that's why he tucks it in. So I don't know if I should probably just do that then, right? I think I should probably bring the pants higher up. Probably remove this part of the design too. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Change the way that they flow entirely? Possibly? I think it'd be more like this. Goodness, this pose is really bad. Really hard. straight down pretty much like that. I think however I drew them originally was the best way I'd drawn them. Something like that, yeah. It's a little bit better now. Okay, actually that's much better. I think it looks slightly cursed that it doesn't have any straps though. I could just complete as a full tank top for when he's younger. It looks perfectly fine in a later design, but I think it's because he has the bandana. And yes, you hear me right. When I say older and younger designs, that means I also have to draw them on this chart as well. It'd be nice to be able to get a height comparison between all of them, which is kind of the point of this. Also trying to think about the shirt, because I don't think I've ever drawn the shirt without the over part. Oh, okay, I've only drawn it once. But yeah, I think I should make it so that, like, because when he's younger, you'd think that it would fit better. Not like it fits when he's older. So let me do this. Yeah, here. This should help complete the look better. At least put it over his shoulders. And then like this. Okay, that's much better. Much better. I was wondering why it was looking so cursed, but yeah. It changes a little bit as he gets older because noticeably it doesn't fit the best. There we go. I don't think it would show too well, but this part would. Mm, it might be more like that, yeah. Mm, what? Uh-oh, that was a accident. That's how you clear the entire board. Thank goodness you have undo. Trying to make him hold on to his mask. That's not how you're gonna hold on to a mask, is it? No. I don't know what to do with his other hand, though. fix the other shoe real quick. Sometimes diverting yourself to other parts of your art will help you in deciding what other parts that you were stuck on will look like later. Might not work for everyone, but it works for me, for sure. It didn't go up enough. Something like that. Might be a little bit too high up. So I think of the perspective of that one. Alright. This part doesn't look right, but I mean, I think it's because I didn't do it the same distance. If you notice, I made the bands way thicker for this part. All the inside parts are way thicker. Let me reflect that real quick. Like much thicker of a band, I mean, like that. Like even that right there, much thicker. And that will probably help. Yeah, there we go. Shoes are done. Oh, if you remember your tribe quest today, you rank up and can get a minion. Hey, okay. Thank you for the info. Thank you, Rio. I don't think of a natural hand position. What's more natural? I'm gonna turn the markings inward more, because otherwise it's gonna interfere with where his eye placement is. Like more like that, I think. He's gonna kind of like grow into his markings. Hmm. Hmm. It doesn't look right. I should be a little bit further down, so it's gonna look a little bit cursed. Suppose I should do this then. Perhaps I could do smaller markings then. I'm also gonna make his eyes bigger and more round for this, I think. More rounded. Supposed to be looking at like a butterfly or something. I'm gonna adjust the shirt again. Make it even more buttoned up. I feel like it should fit him pretty good at this age, considering it was made for him for this age. I know his people dress a little bit differently, but it might look better all together. There we go, much better. Oh, I forgot to erase the head part right here. Oh, let's not erase the top part. That's what I'm using to measure. That's why I didn't erase it for Alfie or for the twins. Like, I erased most of the head part that I drew originally. I didn't erase that little line. Where is it? There it is. See? I don't know if I did that for Snow Fox at all, but yeah, probably not. This head is turned. Of all the poses I chose, yes, head turn. Probably not the best decision, but how did I almost forget the biggest, most important part about this kid? It's about his huge fluffy ears. Move this line down essentially by doing this. There we go. Let me just do this. So I want it to look slightly different from the hair that he has when he's older. Essentially, I'm just drawing the hair that he has when he's older, when he's younger. This is probably the one I've thought of least in his childhood. Even though his childhood actually does play a huge pivotal role on him as a character. That works. There we go. We could just picture that from behind. His hair is like this, essentially. Okay. Honestly, I love drawing my characters so much. It brings me joy to recreate the characters the way I see them in my head. It's like a crazy kind of feeling. Kind of like, wow, I can actually show people like what I picture. I think that's always been the most exciting thing for me as an artist, and what I've always tried to do is recreate what I see in my head. But see, like, I only recently reached a point in my art stuff that I was able to create what I actually am seeing in my head accurately. It took a very long time. I had drawn since I was really, really young. Because I would watch my dad draw and do art when I was younger. He still does now, but it's not as much. That was a big inspiration for me as a kid. At least having someone else there that was doing it is helpful, because then you can get insight, opinions, etc. Let's draw his other big fluffy ear. Then I can cover this awkward negative space here. Okay. Yeah, right. So, because of the way that this is angled, I'm gonna have to do this. I want it to be very fluffy. Very, very fluffy ears. I should remove the little bump that starts on the ear for this one and move it to the other one, just because the perspective of where his head is and his hair. This ear is pointed backwards. Add it like right over here. That works better. For this one, make it slightly more prominent. I don't think I even drew it period for this here. Let me zoom out a little bit just to make sure it looks right. There's like a little bump. It starts where the ear is. There we go. Much like that. Very much like that. Okay. And he typically has his ears pointed two different ways rather than straight up or straight to the side, or sometimes he will, but it's more rare, I feel like, with his personality. I've tried to decide actually. I haven't actually decided. I've thought about maybe giving him like instead of a tail, I've thought about having him just have like the big fluffy ears and then have hair that's kind of like a foxtail, kind of like this. But I ultimately did not stick with that. I could have a time when he does have hair like that, if it gets longer. There's a lot of like passage of time stuff. You get to see like alternate adventures and stuff that goes along the way, but so it's not like skipping time in the story too much, but it's more so like small time skips, I feel like, throughout the story. But you get to see like in-betweens. I'm bugged by this right here. With that angle, I don't think you'd even see that at all. Besides maybe right there. So I'm gonna change this up a little bit. Should start around the same spot on the head, so if I were to draw a line through his head, you have to line up in the same plane. That works right there. I'm not 100% on the way that the fluffiness is shown. I know I've looked at a lot of different animals for that. I could have just made it a little bit more closed. I was thinking of making it more like, if you could think of like a clothing fold. I was thinking of doing it something like that, where like there's fluff in here. There's like that shadow you see inside, and then you have like just the ear itself. But his ear would be more like this. Where it starts up here. Full ear. But then his ear is more like ends down here. And then it ends back here. Like kind of where your actual ear is on the head. Your actual ear would be. So like it lines up and everything. I wanted this part to be able to cover right here. Attaching to the head. I thought that might be better. Ultimately, I'm still deciding how his ears are going to be. But for the most part, this is his child design, I guess. feel like I need to make the tail better. Like, it should be smaller for one, I feel like, because, I don't know, his tail doesn't get that big. I still don't know what to do for his hand poses. Thought maybe working on everything else would help me with this part, but maybe not this one. This pose is too niche. Well, so much so I can't figure out what kind of hand pose to give him. I gotta improvise a lot in this outfit, I'm realizing. So at first I was just gonna draw him in his older form when Elfie meets him at, like, what would he have been? She was 14 and he was... Well, let's say she was becoming 15 that year, and he would be... 17? It's hard working out the ages of my characters. He's like 2.5 or something years older than her. I wonder if I should have made his legs longer. I feel like that is kind of the age you start stretching out, though. Decided on a pose. Let's see how well it works, though. Looks cringe. Like I've never drawn this pose before. It does not look right. Thumb needs to be shortened. Just erase this whole part right here real quick. Make it more clear. Might make his hand a little bit smaller. No, actually his hand size might have been okay. Yeah, it actually was okay. That's interesting. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Something like um no, I don't see what's going on here. Um Come on. All I know is the hand pose is wrong. That is all I know. I drawn a straight line too, but I did not draw that. Mm. I'm gonna scrap that. Guess that means Draw this part. Wait a moment, what? Sorry for the silence, guys. I'm sitting here trying to figure this out. Art is not always easy. I say not always, but it's never usually easy. For some people it might be. Like, for me, it was simple? I wouldn't say easy, though. Because, like, I still had to picture everything with my mind really hard. Everything I'm picturing. And then having to be like, okay, I think it was right here that I pictured this, and then I think it was here that I pictured this, and then this one's gonna be like, you won't even be able to understand what this is at this point. Okay, maybe you will, but just hoping it comes across because of how pixelated it is. The fact that I'm drawing on 16 by 16 ratio, the normal one people use, or at least the default, 1920 by 1080. But I'm drawing in only a small section of this entire canvas. And that's what causes the problem. That I'm only drawing in a certain section of the canvas. Okay, I think that's at least understandable what that is now. I don't think it's the right angle, but I'd have to redraw it essentially if I turned it, so. Okay, so we're gonna end this part right here, and then we're gonna strap this side. I can, like, not make it too dark over here. think I should make it a little bit longer, but it is what it is. Hand is still a little bit botched. I don't know what to change about it. Grab this real quick and then a little bit closer down here. Fix this a little bit, perhaps. I like to straighten the pen again, like this. Oh wait, I need to change this part right here, behind the feather. The quill. It'd be really hard to see the rest of what's of his hand in here. I need there we go. It'd be more like yeah, it'd be very hard to see what's going on there. Make them closer together. Yeah, okay. It's really hard to draw the fingers in here. Okay, that's a little bit better now. It still stinks, but when I redraw this photo for the higher quality, it will be probably a different pose altogether, actually. There's this part right here. Okay. No, I need to fix his tail. Might shorten it a little bit. In fact, I could just bring this part up. Because he is 11 though, and if his tail grows out that much by the age of 17, I suppose that wouldn't be too unrealistic. It is a fantasy story anyways. And no, he is not about to draw on his tail. Even that does sound like something that, if animal people were around, they probably would do that as a kid, I guess. Should make that a thing now, just for the fun of it. Oh, most important part. One, his hair bends up like this back here. And then similarly, this part is usually like this. That is not part of his ear, by the way. And then he has this thing. Ahoge. Ahoge? Very specific hook shape. Very specific. There we go. I need to move it over one. There we go. There we go. Okay. For the most part, his basic drawing is done now. Thank you so much for the Lark Mega Helixer. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so we got the base drawing done of him now. I think we can probably move on. Oh, notice anything that I missed? I guess I could do this. Make sure this part connects up here, like I did for the other side. Also clean this part up a bit. You know, I think I said something about what it means to be an artist in a past stream. Something about, like, being perfectionist or something. But for everyone, I feel like everyone has a different idea of what it means to be an artist. For me, it's, like, always trying to perfectly show what I'm envisioning. But that also leads to me taking a lot more time on my art. Some people speed through their art, and I'm not going to say that's wrong, because it's a style too. Like, some people like to do that. It's better for some people. Sometimes it's better for people to be perfectionist. So I feel like being an artist, or what it means to be an artist, is probably different for every person. Forgot to draw the line in his tail. I'm actually going to connect this one, I think, because it's really hard to do this. A little bit better. Something like that. No, I'm cringing. There's something wrong with it. Nope. I want it to look natural, but also nice at the same time. It's hard, because part of where I'd be drawing is covered by the hand. So I have to envision this properly. I think I should go down into this part here, and then back up, and then that looks okay when it's like this. If that looks okay, I think I can go with that. I can live with it. There are some, like, I want to say nuances? I don't know if that's the right word here, but like discrepancies, rather. Like right here, I don't think the paper would actually be right there. I think based on how he's holding this, it might, because it's longer too, it might, like, sure it's in his hand like this, but it might, over here, might fold down this way, for instance. This paper, when you're holding a really long piece of paper, it is not stable, like, at all. You could be holding on to it just fine, and then it just crimples in your hand. I tried to recreate that here, but it didn't really come out well. I think if I moved this part upwards and, like, kind of cut the finger a little bit right here. Okay, that did not work very well. I did this even, and moved the paper line up here. Nope. Do not let it do that. I did it more like this. Let's see why I didn't do that, because there has to be a spot right here. And then I'm down to the same predicament I was at before, where I wanted to add that there's a finger right there, and then it just looks wrong. I think that looks okay now, but it would not just do that either, so let's fix this. Let's see if I can envision this properly. So if it's, the flow of it is like this. Because right here it's being held by his hand, so means I'm going to give it more of a bend. I don't want it to be too long, but I'm going to give it more of a bend here. Like this way. It doesn't curl like that necessarily, but it does this kind of thing. Kind of hard to draw. Should work more on like drawing objects. Also need to get better at drawing clothes too. Make it look a little bit older. I think if any corners could be intact, it should be this one right here. I think I'm going to try to increase the size of the fountain pen. Just barely. Hopefully this will not mess it up. I'm really hoping right now. It took a bit to get this in the right position. Like even there might be a little bit better. Now I can actually see his hand too. And where his sleeve would end. Oh, that's right. I never redrew the sleeve end. Okay, that's good. I'm glad that I went back to do that now. Okay, cool. Fix that. I think we fixed everything I was concerned about with the drawing. Okay, there we go. Even though it's more of a niche pose, we have finished it. I'm surprised you did that all on one layer. Like, I did the hair and stuff on different layers for everyone else. Except for Snowfox. Snowfox is also on a single layer. I think I might have, like, 2 or 3 separate layers for Alfie. Okay, let's move everyone over. Let's not move them over too much. It'll be on, like, the border of it, I guess. He lined up to be how much? It's like 3.5 inches over. Oh gosh, my hand is not stable. 3.5 inches over 3 feet. I'm not gonna put him under that thing yet. I'm not gonna put him in the folder yet. So I want to move him separately. Use this. Okay. There we go. Now we may add him to the finished folder. We got one done tonight. We might start a second one before we end stream. But which one? Technically, we have 3 characters. Oh, wait, hang on. I just realized. I mean, technically, I haven't drawn the older Alfie yet. No. Okay, so put it on this so it doesn't mess anything up. So we have a few left. Technically, we still have a few that you see when they're young. It'd just be these two up here, but I don't have their file up here. How am I supposed to do that? Actually, wait, I don't know what they'd wear though, either. Maybe I'll do those a different time. Oh, I just realized, actually, there is. Oh no. There is a time the Sea King is younger. That's only for a flashback. There's only one. Well, actually, yeah, technically all the characters we have so far, you do see at least one flashback from their time in childhood. But it will make sense with the context of the story. Okay, so I actually don't have that character I'm talking about on record for what height he would be, and I don't have the height record for the other ones either. But this is kind of the point, is kind of deciding when I see all the characters together, what their height would be. That's kind of what the point was. So I guess we can experiment a bit. I don't know the height of any of the rest of the characters, essentially. I mean, the Sea King, yes, but only when he's older. I could just start drawing him now. It's just his outfit is so complicated. I even tried to simplify his outfit, and it's still complicated. Like on stream, I know I made a lot of decisions specifically so that I could oh my goodness. Specifically so I could just not have to draw it so innate every time. Ornate. It's really hard. I guess let's see where this takes us. I'm gonna be ending stream here pretty soon, in the next few minutes. I just want to start a character going. So I could try to do the Sea King next, but honestly have no idea. All I know is he was 8 when that happened. So I'm trying to think. We're gonna do the same thing we did for the others. Let's take it and yep. Okay. I realize I'm making it closer and closer to the scale. I don't want this one to be turned at all. I want this one to be facing completely forward. Move this up here. Mouth goes up more. I'm gonna give him a determined look. Suppose I should probably dim the finished ones real quick then. Dim them more so than the rest. Let's see. His eyebrows are very thin. Oh yeah, I realized something I did with his design is I gave him human ears. He's technically not fully human, but he could still have the human ears. I was thinking about giving him like fish fins or something instead of ears. It would give him a unique design for sure. I think he already has that kind of design all throughout. The kind of like fragile fins kind of look. Once these last 3 characters, I think, are done, then that should be the rest of the ones that you see that are main characters. There's still so many more characters. These are just the main ones. Or main that are talked about. I got like an oval head, oval shaped. The Sea King. His eye shape is in a simple kind of shape for his eyes. Okay, so kind of like Alfie's. More oval, but with a squared off kind of shape. Like that. No! Oh no, I can't get it back. I hate when I do that. See how much I can not show here. There we go. There we go. Oval, but with a squared off shape. More like that, at least. I plan on both irises looking at least somewhat similar. So I like what I did with that one better. Let's just try to recreate it then, I suppose. It's less of a quick action and more of actually trying to draw it that way. There we go, that's better. I want to do something funny with them though. I think it'd be so funny with the design. I feel like it didn't. Yeah, something like that. I think they weren't the same size. Okay. This is the funny design thing I thought to do. I guess it's not necessarily funny, it's just like I thought it'd be like a cute design. Well, I should draw what his mom looked like. I think once we finish this hair real quick, we can End stream for today. Do you like the drastic look? Make the ahoge more smooth, rather, or more light. It's so hard to say, honestly. I need to practice that. At first I never even knew there was a name for it, but then I was like, okay, well, I might as well know that name because it'll help with VTube models and rigging and whatnot, and all the names for stuff. I think this part should be a little bit more bowed inwards. Let's see how that would look. Think of it like an apple. Yeah, that looks much better. Almost. Technically this side of his hair was supposed to be more flat, but is this the side that had it? Or was it the other side? Yes, it was this side. Make his hair a little bit shorter. I forgot, yeah, depending on if those things are in front or behind his ears, they look different. I think usually they're behind his ears for this hairstyle. I'll pull them in front just for the sake of it. How am I supposed to do this one? No, technically the other one was more like this, but I'm gonna give this one a little bit of differentiation. I guess that one works. It's a little bit odd looking. I don't want to thin it out there, I want to thin it there. There we go. Looks a little bit too sharp though now. Darn it. I guess I should just stick with how it started then. Kinda wish they would fall on the same plane. But oh well. I want to kind of see what it would look like, but at the same time... Once we finish his hair though... The other side have something too? I don't think it did. Technically I could just do something like that too, but it would be a little bit much, I think. Aww. This is when he was just a prince. The sea prince. Okay. I'll have to do a different spin-off of this outfit as well. Considering he was younger and he wouldn't be wearing the kingly attire at the time. So I'll mute this one more. I still need to see what the outfit looks like. Yeah, for now that's how much we got done. Let me hide this for now. Let's see, where did I put everyone else? There they are. Thank you guys so much for watching, really appreciate it. This is how much we got done today. We got part of one of the characters, and we got a full one done today. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was day 156 of streaming every single day, and art stream number 35. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Later.